This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a Whirlpool top-loading washing machine that will not spin and will not agitate, but you can actually hear the motor going. So it seems like it would spin, seems like it would agitate, but there's no movement, and this is due to a part called the motor coupler being broken, and it couples the motor with the transmission, and we can hear again the motor is trying, but there's no movement at all. So this is actually pretty easy to fix. The part's inexpensive, probably take you 20 minutes, and you just need a Phillips head screwdriver and a standard head screwdriver, and that's about it to do the repair. You also need the little part called the motor coupler. We'll give you a link to that in the description. So I'm just going to unplug it now and do the repair. There's a couple ways to get into the motor coupler. You can lean the machine back and go in from underneath, but this way is a little bit easier. It's to remove the whole case. So we're taking out two Phillips head screws that are on either side of the console. Some of these have a little trim piece that is over the screw that you have to pull the trim piece away. This one, the screw is just right there. I'm going to pull the console toward me a little bit, and then I'm going to lean it back, and that's going to expose these brass clips. I'm going to use a standard head screwdriver to pry the clip out, the one on the right. Here's the one on the left. I'll pry that one out. And then I have a electric modular connector that I'm going to disconnect for the lid switch. So I'm going to push in with my thumb, lift it up, and now I can take this whole case and just lean it toward me about 45 degrees, and I can just lift it off and get it out of the way. And I have access to all the important parts of this machine. So this is a really cool design. It's super easy to just lift up these and get them out of the way. I can see the motor, I can see the transmission. So I noticed that the motor coupler has actually fallen out the bottom, which is pretty rare. Usually they're still kind of in position, but some of the plastic pieces are broken. This one is so severely broken that it actually fell out the bottom. So to get to this, I'm going to remove the motor. First I remove this piece here, this clip at the top, this clip at the bottom. And this is for the water pump. And then I'm going to take the water pump and just pull it toward me, and it comes right off of the motor shaft. Super easy. Kind of put it off to the side. I'm going to disconnect this part, which is the wiring harness that brings power to the motor. I'm going to pull these two leads off of the capacitor, and make sure you don't touch these metal connectors for the capacitor because they hold a lot of voltage and heavy amperage. It could hurt you. So I'm going to use this nut driver to pull off these two nuts. You could also use a Phillips head screwdriver to take them off too. And these are part of what's holding the motor arm to the transmission. Got those off. Then I need to pry off these two clips. I'm going to use a standard head screwdriver. Take off the bottom one first. It snaps right off. Then I'll do the top one. I'm going to pry it off. And kind of hold up the motor because they're holding the motor up, and I need to support the weight of the motor. There we go. Now I can pull the whole motor toward me, and that's going to expose the motor coupler. I'll just take this little clip, get it out of the way. So lift up, a little bit heavy, use two hands to pull it out. And you can see these rubber bushings here that are important that they stay on the motor. Don't touch those little terminals because they could hurt you. This is the old motor coupler. It's totally broken. All the plastic forks are broken off. I'm going to use a standard head screwdriver to pry it off. Here's the one that was hooked to the transmission. Same kind of part. Here's the transmission shaft. Here's the new part. This is the part number. These are pretty cheap. You can get them at Amazon.com. I think probably about $15. This, by the way, is a really good washing machine, very tough. I'm going to put this motor coupler on the motor shaft, and I'm going to tap it on. I want to get it to where the top of the motor coupler is flush with the top of the motor shaft. So I'm just using a little socket and a small hammer to tap it to get it down into position. There we go. The socket just kind of puts even pressure on it to help knock it into position. This is the rubber piece that helps absorb some of the shock. I'll put that on. Here's the bottom. I'm going to line up one of the open holes here at 12 o'clock and the other open holes at 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. I'm going to put the same kind of part now onto the transmission shaft. Same premise though. I'm going to get it on there and I'll tap it in with a socket to get the motor coupler even with the end of the transmission shaft. I'm using a socket to try to tap that in. Once that's done, I'm going to twist the motor coupler to where the plastic fork is at 12 o'clock to fit into the opening of that rubber piece right there and there. I'm going to grab the motor and I'm going to hold it up with two hands. I'm going to try to line up that opening on the rubber piece with those three plastic prongs. This part's a little tricky. Take your time. Keep wiggling it around until it fits. There we go. So then it just slipped right into position. Now I'm going to take this clip and feed it back into the motor bracket, twist it, and now I'm going to put this clip onto the top of the motor. I'm going to push it down really hard until it clicks. I'm going to tilt the motor up a little bit. There we go. That's actually holding up the motor now. Now I'll put it on the bottom one, put it in position, and then I'm going to use two hands to really pull that thing up. I'm going to push down on the motor, lift with two hands until it clicks. There we go. So we got it. So now we'll put in those screws. Some of these come without screws. Screws just make it a little bit better of a connection. The reason the motor couplers break sometimes is due to old age, but usually it's because somebody tried to wash something really heavy like a bathroom mat or a blanket. These machines are well suited for towels or sheets or clothing, but things that heavy can be trouble. I'm putting the red wires back on the capacitor, making sure they're on there really tight. I'm going to put the wiring harness back on to the motor switch. I'm going to push in and make sure it's on there really tight. Put the water pump back on. This part's a little tricky because you got to line up the shaft. The shaft is shaped with the flat part, and the flat part has to line up with the female side of the water pump that also has a flat part. You might have to twist it with a pair of pliers to line it up. So once you get it lined up, you can just push the pump in on the shaft, and then we're going to put those clips back on. So that just lined up really good. So I'm going to twist the clip in, and then I'll push it up, and that's going to hold on the water pump. Really cool design. Like, this machine comes apart very easily. You need very, very few tools. One of my favorite washing machines, very tough. We owned one for 22 years. So we're checking all the connections look great, making sure the wiring connections are on tight. Looks good. Now we can put the case back on. Before we put it on though, check that the spring is still connected. That's important. So I'm going to push the bottom lip of this cabinet against this frame, and then I'll go ahead, it's about 45 degrees, then I'll go ahead and lean the cabinet back into position. And I'm going to take this back plate and I'm going to push it in so it lines up with the cabinet, and then I'll put those brass clips back in. Put it up underneath here, push it down with 2 hands to where it clicks. So cool. This is such a fast way to open the machine up. Do it on the other side. Use 2 thumbs to really push it down. Yeah. Click. There we go. I got to make sure I hook up this modular connector for the lid switch. I can bring the console back down, hinges. I'm going to feed these little dog ears back into the holes on the cabinet on both sides. There we go. And I'll put those 2 Phillips head screws back in. Some of them, again, have little trim pieces that you have to clip back in too. We'll plug it back in, take it for a test drive, make sure it's working. I'm lifting the back a few times so that the back legs self-adjust to make it nice and level. Plug it back in, set it for spin. There we go, spinning great. I want to make sure that it's going to agitate too. There we go, there's agitation. There's the model number for this machine. It's on a little, this is a KitchenAid. It's actually made by Whirlpool, but right on that sticker. So I hope this helps you to get your Whirlpool washing machine going again. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance.